Your knee didn't send you a warning. One moment you were cutting, landing, pivoting, doing exactly what you've done 1,000 times before, and then something happened, and suddenly the sport you play 3 times a week became something you watch from the sideline, wondering when and if you're getting back. Knee injuries are the most common reason athletes at every level lose months or years of their sporting life. And the frustrating part is most of them were either preventable or manageable in ways nobody explained. So today, that's what we're doing. The ACL is the one everyone knows because it's the one that ends seasons. It runs diagonally through the middle of the knee, controlling rotational stability, and tear it, and the knee gives way on any movement involving pivoting or cutting, which is basically every sport that matters. When a meniscus injury is also present alongside an ACL tear, research shows the return to sport rate drops from 92% down to 66%. One injury makes the other significantly more complicated. The meniscus sits between your thigh bone and shin bone, acting as a shock absorber. Tears happen quietly, often from the same twisting movements or from years of accumulated load, and show up as pain on the inside or outside of the knee. Swelling that comes and goes, and that specific clicking feeling that makes you wonder if something is caught in there, because something probably is. Then there's patellofemoral pain, the grinding ache under the kneecap that builds gradually from running, squatting, or descending stairs. No dramatic moment, just a slow build until one day the knee hurts during warm-up and doesn't stop. This one gets ignored the longest because it never feels serious enough to stop playing, until it does. Most people get this wrong and it costs them months. Pain is not the only signal, and often not the most important one. The knee can feel fine between sessions and be quietly accumulating damage every time you play through it. The players who come back fastest are almost never the ones who pushed hardest. They're the ones who manage the load intelligently from the beginning. Neuromuscular training, exercises that teach the muscles around the knee to fire correctly and absorb force efficiently, reduces ACL injury risk by 50% according to a 2024 meta-analysis. 50%. Not through better technique, through training the muscles that protect the knee before the injury happens. Most athletes never do this. They train the sport and ignore the system that makes the sport possible. Single leg Romanian deadlift. Stand on one leg, hinge forward from the hip with a flat back. Feel the hamstring load. Drive back up through the heel. 3 sets of 10 each leg. Your hamstrings are the primary protector of the ACL under load. When they're weak or slow to fire, the ACL absorbs force it shouldn't. This exercise builds the hamstring strength and single leg stability that makes every direction change safer. And it's the one exercise that carries across almost every sport you play. Terminal knee extensions with a band. Anchor a resistance band at knee height. Step into it so the band sits behind the knee. Slight bend in the leg, then drive the knee back to full extension against the resistance. 15 reps, 3 sets. This rebuilds the VMO, the teardrop muscle on the inside of the quad that tends to shut off after any knee injury. And without it, the kneecap tracks incorrectly on every step you take. Physios target this first after knee surgery for exactly that reason. Wall, sit with alignment focus. Back flat against the wall, thighs parallel to the floor, knees tracking directly over the toes. Hold 45 seconds, 3 rounds. The temptation when the knee hurts is to avoid loading it entirely, but controlled loading through a supported range is one of the most effective ways to maintain cartilage, health, and quad strength. The wall sit is controlled enough that most people managing patellofemoral pain can tolerate it, and it builds the endurance that protects the knee through long matches and long games. The hardest part of returning from a knee injury isn't the physical recovery. It's the moment in a match when you need to cut hard or land from a jump, and your brain hesitates for half a second because it remembers what happened last time. That hesitation is real, and it's worth acknowledging rather than pretending it doesn't exist. Research on ACL reconstruction shows psychological readiness is one of the most significant predictors of re-injury risk. Players who return before they feel mentally ready re-injure at significantly higher rates than those who take the extra time to rebuild confidence alongside strength. The knee being structurally ready and you feeling ready are two different milestones, and both of them matter. Go see a doctor because nothing here replaces a proper diagnosis. What these exercises do is build the foundation that should have been there before the injury happened, because the athletes who build that foundation in advance are the ones who avoid having the conversation about ACL tears and meniscus damage entirely. Your knee is telling you something. The question is whether you're listening before it has to say it loudly.